Hey everybody, Techie101 here, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit differently. Today we're going to be looking back at the very first video I ever shot on YouTube, ever. And this was made back in, hold on, I have the date right here. This was uploaded on June 9th, 2009. It was the first installment of my medieval game review, the first one that I did, because I have done a replay of it, and that's one of the reasons I did do a replay of it last year, is just because this first one was just abysmal. But this was the first one I ever did, and it's funny because I don't even get to play the game in this one. It was pretty much, it's a 5-minute, 37-second long video, and it just consists of me introducing myself as well as setting up the opening cinematic, so I do not actually get to play the game. Just a little bit about this thing. I was inspired mostly at the time by the Nostalgia Critic and AVGN, specifically AVGN, which is why I'm doing a game review. So some things to look forward to here is that I just had my braces put on like probably less than a month before this. I was, my orthodontist, he looked at me one day and he's just like, yeah, sorry, you're probably going to be the last one to get your braces in your class. Sorry. So most people get their braces put on, when they're 12, 13 years old. Yeah, I didn't get it until I was 16. Now, even though I do say I'm 16, I look more akin to being like an 11-year-old, 12-year-old, so I guess that kind of balances out. But my point is, I can't talk straight at all. I slur my eth, then my r, then my t, then any kind of long vowel sound is just supremely screwed over. Camera quality is shit. This was recorded on my old video camera. The original one that I did, I showed that in my thank you video on my main channel. Go check that out. I should probably bring up the reason I decided to do this now, because this is something that I kind of put on the back burner. I was like, oh, well, I'm probably going to do this someday. That might be kind of funny to watch myself and give commentary on my old dorky self from my current dorky self. I did an interview with Everything One Piece a while back. And I mentioned on that interview I'm going to be doing this, and I forgot about it, and then he just uploaded a video where he released his first ever One Piece review that he did, and, he just released that, so that kind of got me thinking, like, oh shit, yeah, I got to do this. So here we go. This is Medieval Game Review Part 1. I was a genius with the titles back then. I didn't give it any unique title. So here we go. Oh, by the way, this was also edited on Windows Movie Maker. I had not edited anything. This is what I'm going to show you is just strictly from the video you can find on YouTube. I'll put the link below. It's actually gotten a decent amount of views. It's gotten about 1,000 views just because I guess people going back and looking at where they wanted to know how the magic started, I guess. I don't friggin' know. I'm sorry for anyone who had watched this and expecting some grand thing like I'm introducing myself, because it's terrible. All right, well, I've been jawing long enough, so here we go. Here's the video. Welcome to my first video game review, Medieval for PlayStation. Medieval was spelled with an I because it's fun. I am very sorry for the fact I couldn't record the game. Hey, dude, you're freaking... Okay. That went by too quick. I have no idea what the fuck that was all about.
Today, we're going to do a video game review. Yay.
Yay.
Look at this game.
See all the fun I'm expressing on my face right now.
Well, actual game I ever played. I was kind of growing up in that phase just when we were getting out of the old fashioned Super Nintendo, and we're moving on to the Nintendo 64 and all those. So,
this is where the AVGN thing kind of came in. I kind of decided to give a little bit of backstory, like I was really knowledgeable about games.
So naturally, I started growing up with those games in my head. But the first game that actually caught my attention was this, Medieval.
You almost managed to get a full sentence there without slurring. Congratulations, 16-year-old me.
1998.
1998.
5 years old, that's about
I never heard of the
yeah,
8th before. Is that a new number?
Down the street, and I really wanted it, so I didn't get to play this game for a while, though. It took me until, 2003 to get a copy of this game. It was that hard
I just didn't. I didn't want to
look for it.
It was that hard to find, but I didn't look for it.
The game until 2000.
I just expected it to, spawn on my doorstep one morning.
I found out what eBay was, so I went on there, found a copy, bought it. Then I found out that I never got it. The guy lost it or something, so I had to go on.
Yeah, I remember that. That guy was a dick.
Copy. And after 4 or 5 years of painstakingly trying to find
it wasn't no painstaking. It was a very famous game. I
beat it in under
could have went on eBay and picked up a copy. I was just too damn lazy to do it.
4 years away.
Or my internet was shit. I had dial-up back then.
But it wasn't really that. It was just that my mind was so advanced beyond recognition. But there were a few spots I got stuck on. and now you're gonna have to suffer through that torture again because I cannot remember practically any puzzles in this game whatsoever.
Puzzled in the game.
First time,
it's the first time I ever noticed this clicking in the background. I mean, that's probably from the camera, but the clicking is...
I'm not going to do it throughout to find that. So, we're going to have to sit through the suffering myself. Play Medieval.
I mean, I'm not actually going to be playing Medieval,
I already lost my original PlayStation like 5 years ago. So, we'll be playing this on my PlayStation 2, which is also an outdated model, because my mom won't spring for a PS3, whatever, it's not important. Okay, let's set my little game setup here.
Oh, God.
Our, little, pillow chair.
It's called a husband, but whatever.
Wireless controller, going fancy.
Fancy.
Let's see, we got iced tea.
Got it. Yeah, I gotta show the viewers that is indeed iced tea.
Okay. Get me hydrated.
Oh, God.
And, oh, cookie!
Cookie!
So, yeah.
Do you guys ever have a cookie before? I like the Cookie Monster when I throw my ether, then I have my tea. Yeah, so I literally just sit here and crank the TV up on maximum and just watch the opening cinema.
All for the freaking logo.
Yeah, that doesn't help, that annotation.
They had this big, huge cinematic, thinking, oh my god, is this so...
This is where I decided to do the video game thing from AVGN. Where I basically nitpick the shit out of everything. Because I thought that's how game reviews were supposed to go back then. If I wanted views, I need to nitpick and be angry at everything. So that's why I nitpick everything. Like, oh, that logo was way too elaborate. Oh, that character's design is way too choppy and so CG.
I really hate those asshole games that they show you the text and they expect you to read it yourself. At least this one, goes the extra mile and gets you a narrator.
Extra mile and gets a narrator. Because no games had narrators back then, at all. This was so groundbreaking in the fact that it had a fucking narrator.
Please excuse the skipping. I've been here for been in my closet for the past 5 years.
You know, I had a CD cleaning device. I don't even know why I didn't use that. Probably lost that, too, at this point.
Okay, all this text for, one basic thing.
You know, if you were, professional or something, you would shut the fuck up so they could hear the intro to the freaking game. Because you have to assume that somebody watching this isn't the person that has played it, and they just want to see how to play the game or is interested in it. I don't know.
Whoa! Big shocker!
Kind of is.
It actually led up to that shocker at the end.
There's nothing really elaborate in the intro that's going to prove, whoa, he's going to come back. I mean, that's the first piece of pathos we get about the story.
As far as I can tell, Sir Daniel Fortescue, that's the knight, killed him, and then the sorcerer took out his left eye first. Now, they both die.
I'm surprised I'm not giving a play-by-play on everything that's going on the screen right now. Like, oh, now we're in a castle. Oh, now we see a dragon. Oh, now we're going into the dungeon area.
So the knight comes back to life, and that's the objective of the game, to go and beat him. But how did the wizard come back to life? We're never fully explained by that.
He's a wizard? A wizard did it. There you go.
He looks like a combination between the devil and, an effeminate.
An effeminate? Sorry, you couldn't think of something there? What? You don't know what a jump cut is at this point? I guess not. Whoa, that shit, dude. That is so laid out. Whoa, maybe. Whoa. Parentheses. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so that's it right there. I don't know why this is just the separate video here. Alright, so that was my first video I ever did. I'm sure you can pick out like 5 faults with it. Probably 10, maybe 15, maybe 40. But yeah, it was the first time I did it. I guess I have to look back on myself in the sense that, yeah, if I didn't have my braces on, it probably would have been a little bit more better. I still would have been squeaky as hell. And my voice still does that from time to time. I'll have like a high-pitched squeak or something. But I can just edit it out. That's the thing. It's almost like I didn't know I was going to be editing this on Windows Movie Maker. I can't remember exactly how I did that. If it was just like, oh, I'm going to film this and then edit, or I filmed it, then I realized, oh, I can edit this. Okay, let's do that. Let's throw in a rant, because I was able to, put in the intro and outro, so clearly I had the ability. But I guess I just didn't have it in my mind that, oh, if I screw up, I can just cut that out and replace it and just, repeat the thing again. That's, the jump cuts that I do in my Bleach reviews. But yeah, there you go. And the entire game up until I think the 9th part of it, you know, I had a bad habit of labeling these like 1.1, 1.2, you know, 2.1, 2.2, and it was just really confusing. But I think I went up to part 9 with me just literally the same setup, with me just having the camera pointed directly at me, and then after that I started just pointing the camera directly at the TV screen. So yeah, that's all of that. If you want to go back and experience that, you know, horror show right there, have fun, link below. But this is Techie 101, reliving my very first video. I gotta go and take a shower now and kind of cleanse the nerdiness off me, because that was pretty damn bad. Some people out there might be saying like, "Oh, Techie, you weren't that bad. You were pretty funny back then." No. That was bad. All right, that was pretty bad. Show that to any human being, you know, from now or back then, and they'll laugh their fucking asses off. But I got some entertainment out of that, laughing at my past self. So thanks, past Matthew. Big help for that. All right, so everybody, thanks everybody for watching. Teching signing out. It was a dork.